Assalamu alaikum, this is me Ehtisham and you're watching my YouTube channel RILS The Lingua Expert. I'm the expert trainer of IELTS, PT, OET, IELTS Life Skills and other English language proficiency exams. In this video, we're going to learn the first lecture of tense, which is present tense, and this tense is most commonly used in our day-to-day communication because most of the cases when we communicate our messages we mainly depend on using the present tense, and inside the present tense the present simple is most commonly used. So let's get to start today's session with the present simple. Present simple by definition is used to refer to actions which happen on regular intervals in present time. These actions include habitual and repeated actions. Basically, the actions which stand true to the information, we make them in the present simple. So let's get to have few examples, but before I move on examples, I would tell you that we also refer to state and possession of some objects in the present simple. So let's get to have some of the examples. First example would be from stative sentences in which you won't see any action, but here you would see a state of some object. If I use a sentence that he is tired, so here he is not performing an action, rather being tired is he. So he is tired. This is a sentence in which you see a state of he, that he is in a state of being tired. So here this be is called as stative verb and this is working in a present. We refer be as is, am, are. If I want to turn this sentence into negative, I would just only add not after be and I would make it as he is not tired. If I want to turn it into confirmative question, and what are the confirmative question, you have already learned in the previous video with respect to the concept of interrogative questions. So there we learned that we mainly use two types of question. One is known as confirmative, which is the close-ended question, and the second one is the informative question, which is called also as open-ended questions. So here for the confirmative question we only take the auxiliary verb or the main verb out of the formula, and here I would say that are you tired, and the confirmative question answer comes in two types. One we call it assertive, the other one is negative. So in assertion you would say yes I am tired or no I'm not tired. So, and the formula of informative question, we use WH question word and we use the same formula of confirmative like be plus subject plus extension. And remember, in extension we don't use any action verb. We rather use either an adjective phrase or noun phrase, adjective clause or noun clause in a sentence. You have already learnt about phrases and clauses in sentences. So we can either use a noun, noun phrase, noun clause, or adjective, adjective phrase and adjective clause. So this is the concept of using stative because here we don't mention any action in a sentence. So for WH informative question, I'll give you this example that why is he tired. So here you see why is he tired. The answer of this question doesn't come in yes or no. You have to rather give full information that why. You have to present a reason, and I've already made a video with respect to question words, which we call them WH family words. Now let's talk about another aspect of present simple, which we call it possessive sentences. Now here the word possessive refers to possession of someone over something. So these sentences indicate possession of someone over something in the present time. And here in extension we usually take a noun, means that object on which somebody possesses. So here the formula construction will be subject plus either you use has or have, and afterwards you use extension and that object on which somebody possess. So here we do not take the third form as we take it in the present perfect, like I have completed. This is wrong concept here in this possessive sentences. So here we only take the object after has or have. And where do we use has? We use has with third person singular and indefinite pronouns like someone, no one, anything, something. These are the indefinite pronouns, and he, she, it, or any singular noun, they are called as third person singular. So with them we use has, whereas on the other hand with I, you, we, they and plural nouns we use have. So I'll give you a few examples so that you can clearly get to understand. The first example is I have a question, and here I have used the subject I, and with I we use have, and after have you don't see a third form, you straight away see a question because you possess over this question. So you say I have a question, but if you want to turn it into negative you would introduce do or doesn't. So here we would just introduce, because we have I, so we would use do not. I don't have a question. If I want to turn it into confirmative, so I would construct this sentence as do I have a question, and if I want to turn it into informative, so I would use WH question word with the same formula, and I would make a sentence as why do I have a question. So these are the examples of have. Now let's get to have one more example for has. She has temperature. If I want to turn it into negative, so I would introduce doesn't, because it is he, she, it, or indefinite pronouns we use does not. So here I would make this construction that she doesn't have temperature, and if I want to turn it into confirmative question, so I would say that does she have temperature, and if I want to turn it into informative question, so then the construction will be when does she have temperature. So these are the examples of possessive sentences in the present time. Now let's talk about the action sentences in present simple. Action sentences, as the name refers to, those actions which happen or take place in a sentence in the present time, we use action sentences. So the formula construction will be here subject plus first form of the verb by adding s or es with the third person singular and indefinite pronouns. If we don't see them and we see I, you, we, they, or any plural noun, we don't add s or es in the form of verb, and afterwards we use extension, and extension would be either about object or adverbial or complementation. So let's get to have examples. She speaks French. So here in this sentence, she speaks, I have added s with the verb speak. So she speaks French. This is the positive one. If I want to turn this sentence into negative, so I would introduce do or does. So here we would need does, because you see s with the verb form in the positive sentences in as she speaks French. So here I would construct a negative sentence as she doesn't speak French, and if I want to turn it into confirmative question, so I would make a construction like does she speak French, and for informative question it would be how does she speak French. So, and another example without s, I usually travel by train. So if I want to turn it into negative, I don't usually travel by train. And for confirmative question, do I usually travel by train, and for informative, when do I travel by train. So these are the examples for the action sentences. I hope present simple is clear to all of you. We usually use this construction in our day-to-day communication, so please try to work on, and I will also make separate videos with respect to the verb to be, like the stative sentences and possessive sentences, has or have in present, past and future, in separate videos. So stay tuned to this channel for more informative videos. If you have liked my video, so please do like and share, and also subscribe to my channel for more informative videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.